Long ago, there was a time where individual freedom surpassed the importance of not triggering others. A little country known as the United States of America was watching a chaotic world. World War I was ravaging, and the US decided to go AFK and stay out of the conflict. But there was one fear so great it violated the very fabrics of American patriotism.
Welcome to the 1919 Supreme Court Battle Royale, featuring the biggest and baddest fighters in the legal kingdom. Today we have a conflict for the ages, over our fundamental freedoms that allow us to express ourselves in whatever way possible. Our plaintiff in this fight is a man of equality, and a man that takes sharing way too seriously. Here he is, the one and only Schenck.
For the Mutterland.
Schenck was a socialist scum who made some serious communist propaganda. He produced his propaganda leaflets, which contained anti-draft sentiments, saying that the draft was actual slavery, violating the 13th Amendment. To his unliking, he was charged with conspiracy under the Espionage Act of 1917. His speech would cause insubordination in the military and obstruct recruitment. Schenck, being the tenacious communist that he is, said that he was just using his freedom of speech under the First Amendment. He's willing to put up a mighty fight for his right to speech, and he's not afraid to put himself in danger for the socialist cause. And on the other side of the battle, we have a sleeping giant, who, when provoked, will decimate anyone that disturbs her. She's the United States of America. After arresting Schenck for his communist violation of the Espionage Act, the US had to face a very angry man, complaining that America was suppressing its own freedoms. America was fighting against the evil Central Powers in World War I, and had to call the draft to have more soldiers fight in the conflict. Schenck's comment about the draft infuriated the giant nation, as the country believed that the war was one of the greatest global conflicts. The US is ready to fight in that battle, even if others have to give up their own rights. The ultimate fight is coming. These questions remain. Who will win this glorious battle? Was Schenck's arrest under the Espionage Act a violation of his freedom of speech? Can Schenck share his communist pamphlets? Is the Espionage Act unconstitutional? We'll find out soon.
Do you like to speak? What if you couldn't do that anymore? Would that suck, or would you be okay with that? Check out the all-new feature film Dennis v. United States, 1950, where 11 Communist Party leaders petitioned to overthrow the government, but were convicted of doing so under the Smith Act. The court ruled that the act did not violate the First Amendment, because there was a difference between illegal advocacy and teaching morality. Their actions were illegal. This reinforces the similar actions in Schenck v. US, limiting our right to speak. In theater soon.
Here we are, back to witness the fight of all freedoms. The contestants are ready to prove their worth in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Lenin, I don't feel so good.
And the victor in this battle is America. Let's analyze what led her to that success.
If you look at the Supreme Court, they had many reasons for unanimously ruling America for the ultimate power. The Espionage Act was constitutional because according to Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, Congress has appropriately acted in its power of wartime authority through the law. The courts also decided that they must give greater deference to the government during wartime. Additionally, the First Amendment doesn't protect against speech that causes a clear and present danger to others. Take a movie theater, for instance. If someone causes panic by screaming the word fire, chaos is produced. Unless you are a psycho and see illusions that don't exist, the fact that you caused chaos means your speech of fire was prohibited. This is what Schenck did when producing and distributing those pamphlets. He cannot do so, because the rest of the nation would freak out and get triggered over that.
So what does that mean for the future, then? Is my freedom of speech reduced? This is America, so I should say whatever I want.
Not quite, sir. You see, because the court ruled against the individual, they set the precedent of illegal clear and present danger speech. The case also hasn't gone uncontested ever since the establishment of the clear and present danger precedent. It has been cited many times and justices still fight over its definition. The civil liberty of free speech is limited, but ultimately the safety of others is aided. This conflict of liberties extends to the 21st century, where offensive statements cause triggering, so the question becomes whether one can offend others or not.
Thank you for your input. Well, that wraps up our mighty fight tonight. Tune in next week for our next battle, whether a cross causes people to get triggered or if it can be displayed by our religious government. Thanks for joining us, and remember, only the supreme people win.